On this episode, we'll be sharing our evolving journey and detailed experiences on how we got to where we are.
We'll be talking about our struggles, our wins, the pains, the gains, the challenges we've had, and our successes. The wake-up calls we had for us to realize that we needed a change of environment.
Was it a smooth ride? And did we achieve everything we set out to achieve?
Now let's get unfiltered. Hello, and welcome back to Unfiltered With Us, the podcast where we get unfiltered about the truth, the pains behind growth, behind every successful person, and true life stories, really. So this is our first official episode. We did one prior to this, kind of introducing you to the podcast and what our podcast is about. So right now, since it's the first official one, we just thought it right to start from the scratch. And we'll be speaking about our evolving journey and how we got to this point. So, how did we get here?
It's been a journey.
Yeah, it has.
One that I love.
Mm-hmm.
It came with so much challenges, so much discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
Came with love, came with care, came with trying times, came with it came with everything.
Everything.
Yeah, it came with everything in between.
New experiences.
Yeah.
And that thing about growing, you have new experiences, don't you? Is how do you receive them?
Yeah, I mean, it's how you receive them and how you respond back as well too. So when they come, when you realize your challenges, and I mean, you tell yourself, okay, this has come, and how do I proceed from here? So basically, this episode, like we said, is the introductory episode.
Yeah, we're starting from scratch.
Yeah, we're starting from scratch, so it's gonna be a deep one. So yeah.
Okay, so growth is it's uncomfortable, and it takes a lot before you can actually realize that you need to grow. And I tell everybody who cares to listen, we've been on an evolving journey for the better part of 10 years, a bit over. It's been a while, yes. It's been a while. And when we started this beautiful journey, evolving journey of ours, and I would call it evolving and growth journey because we're intentional about it. Yeah. And it wasn't something we started off being intentional about. I remember for me, it started with that book that we read, Mega Living. Yeah, Mega Living by Robbie Sharma. Yeah, Robbie Sharma. Yeah, so that was it for me. And I went through the book. I went through the steps in that book, and I just realized I could change my life. Yeah. I could actually achieve everything I wanted.
How many years ago was that?
That was about 12 years ago.
12.
That was about 12 years ago, thereabout. And that's why, anytime I think back on my journey, I say it's been a bit over 10 years because that's the point when I knew.
Actually, it was 14 years ago.
14? Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, 14 years ago.
14 years ago. Yeah. Like this journey, it's been a long one coming.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, when that book fell into our hands, and we're like, you know what? Okay,
we read it with a group of friends, didn't we?
Oh yes, we read it with a group of friends, and the book came to us at the time when we needed it. Mm-hmm. We weren't searching for it, and the book came to us. The audio also came to us, and we're like, you know what? Let's just try these steps and see what even happens. I mean, nothing is working now. I mean, so we might as well try something new. I mean, we had no mentor, we had no guide, we had nothing. We just had ourselves, and we're like, you know what? Let's just give it a go.
Yeah.
And a month in, we could definitely see changes in ourselves. We could see ourselves becoming better people. We could see ourselves in different spaces, and
and we've read so many other books since then.
Oh yeah,
we've read millions. We'll talk about books later. And you said I said something. Well, we said something. We spoke about friends. We read that book with friends, and I feel like friends and friendship is an important thing we need to talk about.
How to make friends and influence people.
Yes, we read that book as well. Yeah. But we read this Mega Living, with friends, with a group of friends. Yeah. So I feel like we'll touch a bit about friends and how your friends kind of influence you on your growth journey or whatever journey you decide to go on. So we read that book. We had a total mindset shift. And we knew the goals we set out for ourselves, what we wanted to do, where we saw ourselves in the future. And with the book, there are some exercises you do at the end of that book, and we did it and we achieved it. And it just made us realize that if you put your mind to things, you can achieve it. So, anyways, that's the foundation of that mindset change and where that started off from. And then, speaking about what this episode is about, the move from our original home country, Nigeria, to the UK, and what prompted that move. So, a lot of things prompted that move.
What prompted that move?
What was that wake up call that no, we can't keep doing this. We can't.
One that I don't regret though.
Yeah. No. Oh, obviously no.
Yeah. One that I don't regret. But
home is home. You still home. Miss home.
Oh yes. Oh, definitely. Home is home. Definitely, I miss home. I miss my family. I miss friends. I miss the environment.
Yeah.
But something prompted that move, or a couple of things.
Yes.
Prompted that move for us to eventually opt and leave. So for you, I'll ask, what was the deciding factor? When did you realize that, you know what, at this point?
Yeah, it was a lot.
I need to pack my bag. And
it was a lot, and I'm going to talk about different things, and you can please jump in when anything I say relates to you. But for me, it was a lot, and first, everything starts with you. Okay. I was at a point in my life where I needed change. I knew I needed change. After reading things that were going on, I knew I needed change, and how Nigeria was, a lot of things were working, they work really well, and then they just don't work, and then they work really well, and then they just don't work. Yeah. And I think I was going through some life crisis as well. Not even I was going through life crisis at that point. Yeah. I was having, issues with, doing stuff. It happens and it doesn't happen. I was having fallout with friends. Things were just not working as I thought they would. And I just knew I wanted more. I knew I wanted more. I knew I could have more, but I just wasn't in the
You've always wanted more.
I've always wanted more. I've always wanted more. That's the thing. Like, I was in an environment that made it look like it was wrong to want more. Or if you wanted more, you had to do some wrong things to get that more. And that's where upbringing comes into this. So doing well, you get some things, but the more you were making the money, the faster it was going and the way the environment was. And then people were, doing wrong things to get what they needed. Yeah. And I couldn't bring myself to do that. And that was, I think that was one of the first wake-up call that you need to put yourself in a position to achieve what you want to achieve.
Do you think setting boundaries too was a problem at that point?
Oh, yes. Oh, back then I didn't even have boundaries, but now... yeah, and I'm telling you.
Okay, so my question will be, when did you realize that, you know what, at this point I have to start setting boundaries?
It was all part of when I knew that, I needed more for myself. For me to get more for myself, nobody was going to give it to me. I needed to get it for myself, by myself, and then I just started putting myself first. Okay. It was like a switch. I remember even some of my friends, they were like, "Oh, Abby, you've changed." And anytime they tell me I've changed, it's because I didn't break my neck to do what I would usually break my neck to do for them. Yeah. And that was the only reason why they said they have changed. And the funny thing is, they accepted me like that eventually. At first, I felt bad, but I was like, I need to start putting me first.
For me, I started setting boundaries I believe in 2020. But I officially knew I was setting boundaries by mid-2021. I started setting boundaries and I stuck to them. And I've stuck to them ever since.
And that has really helped.
Oh, yeah. For me, it's really worked because I don't need people impeding my space, making me feel uncomfortable. And I also don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. So if things are not working after I've assessed the information and, and not the information, the information and the environment. And I feel like, you know what, long term, I don't think this relationship is going to work, or long term, I don't think this business plan is going to work, or whatever obstacles are around me, and I feel they are not in line with things I'm trying to achieve. There and then I quickly put a boundary and I tell myself, you know what, this is not going to help me move forward. This is going to take me 10 steps backwards. So for me, it's important to always put and set boundaries
Mm.
and let everyone know that, you know what, if you cross this line,
Yep. And
you're
that's the
gonna get
funny
it.
thing about
So
that's funny thing about boundaries. Once they know that those are your boundaries, people
oh,
tend
yeah.
well, majority of people tend to respect it.
Oh yes.
People will only push your boundaries when you don't have boundaries.
Oh yes.
And I think that's something important to know as humans. And I've learned so much over the years. At times, you used to feel like, oh, being selfish is bad.
Oh
Being
yes.
selfish is not really bad. Well, not selfish in a wicked kind of way, but being selfish meaning that you kind of like think of what will not make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Before I used to be uncomfortable to do things,
think
like
that
it
was a
makes me
default.
uncomfortable, and I'll still do things for people.
I think being unselfish was a default for me,
Mm-hmm.
and even for us, to the point where there was no boundaries.
Yeah.
And most
People will
people
not
are
start walking
all
over
over
you.
and you're like, you know what?
Like
Why do I keep doing the same thing over and over
over
again?
again.
And you get to the point that you're like, you know what? I've had enough.
Mm-hmm.
I need to now be selfish. I need to unveil my true self. But when you're unveiling your true self, it doesn't mean you're becoming wicked or
Yeah.
you're what's the word I'm looking for? You're trying to be bad to people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just basically setting those boundaries for yourself and telling
Yeah.
everyone around you that you know what,
Because
I've changed.
mm-hmm.
I've changed, and this is what I'm all about now. It's either you're on the right side or you're on the left side, however you want to look at it. So
Yes, I totally agree with you because that eventually and you not having boundaries and being unselfish in quotes, it kind of takes an emotional toll on you because you lose yourself. And then the people you feel like you're going the extra mile for, they stop to value you because you're too nice. And then they think you're just always there. And then you lose yourself. And then you start to think of yourself like, oh, maybe you're not valuable enough. So it's a whole cycle, really. So I think the most important thing was that point where we found ourselves and, we now started kind of like putting ourselves first. And that's the first step to realizing, okay, what do I want for me? And I think that's the point we got to where we're like, okay, what do we want for us? Where we are, it's not taking us to that point. Yes, you can get it, but it just you could get it on a much better scale. So when I said, you know what, another major thing for me was insecurity.
oh yeah.
The insecurity there was so much. Like, I'm driving in the car and I'm having panic attacks when I see like stop points. I'm like, oh my God, what do these people want again? Even though there was nothing, but because the general consensus of everybody that was doing well as at that time was they were doing something shady. So, I'm going with my nice car. I'm going with my really nice car and, they stop me, oh, what do you do for? I'm like, why are you asking me all these questions?
Irrelevant questions.
Irrelevant questions. And it was just too much. And because, well, maybe I've been favored enough to see that life could be saner somewhere else. I'm like, okay, I have a choice.
For me, it was the anxiety.
Yes.
Anxiety crept up really early for me. And the time I really felt that anxiety was at my previous place of work and mostly when I was driving. So for some funny
driving too.
Oh yeah, so for some funny reason, I just felt something bad was going to happen. I just didn't trust my environment anymore. I didn't trust people anymore.
The lack of trust.
I became really nervous and I mean, I associated everything with my environment because obviously I knew this environment wasn't good for me. I felt it wasn't also good for my family. And by then we only had a daughter by then. So I became what's the word? I became
paranoid.
Security. I became very
I remember
paranoid.
I used to call you security man.
Oh yes,
because it will make sure that
really
the girl man was at the door. The door was locked. We checked the window, and I'm like, "What's all this?" You were paranoid.
I had to be. I just had to be.
And you know what? I think that there was a riot that went on then. That riot, I think that I think that as well. You were just paranoid. Yeah, but I won't call it paranoid or paranoid, whatever it's called. I won't say you were fully paranoid, but it's just because it was truly unsettling.
Yeah, it was truly unsettling. Are you talking about the NTS riot?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Oh my goodness, that period. I went into full defense mode, and I mean, I think the third or fourth day after the riot started, I just told myself. I think I told you that, you know what, at this point.
Yeah, I think that was it for you. Like, you know
Oh
what?
yes, at this
We're
point,
leaving.
by leaving,
Because
I'm done.
when we're leaving, and it's just so funny, and that's just the way the exercise. When we're leaving, we're kind of like, okay to do.
Yeah.
And then the people that were not too okay to do, we're looking at, okay, if anything happens, we're going to those people.
People.
So it just like,
Yeah.
everybody's struggling, everybody's hustling for this
Can you
thing.
remember
But
the day someone jumped into our compound?
yes, I can.
It was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It was ridiculous. I mean,
Like, you know,
I
they
was
just
quite
were like, oh,
frightened that
these
day.
guys are okay, so let's go. And yeah, it was, yeah. And I think that was it when we were like, we're not even safe. We're not safe because even though we're still trying to, you know, make ends meet and get there, other people were looking at us like, these are the ones we're coming for. So psychologically, we're like, okay, this is it.
Well, I
This
mean,
is it.
oh yeah. I mean, it was quite uncomfortable. It was quite
Yeah.
uncomfortable, and you know, so I remember coming to meet you days later. I'm like, you know what's the plan? At this point, I'm ready to leave. I don't think it's safe for me. I don't think it's safe for our kid. I don't think it's safe for you as well. We have everything going on fine, but now there's so much uncertainty going on in this economy now,
Like,
and we need to move forward.
yes, let me just say something on
So
that. Remember, like, you know, because I used to go for my job and then I'll be stuck on like traffic on the bridge.
yeah,
Then it now got to the point when I knew that I'll probably be late coming back. I stopped driving. I'll preferably take an Uber or
Yeah.
a taxi
Yeah.
and take a taxi back because I just don't want to be stuck on that bridge because they could.
yeah,
It was the insecurity for
yeah,
me.
stuck in traffic. You're not just stuck in traffic for how many hours?
For how many hours? It was a lot, and I'm like, life can be better.
On the last day, you were stuck in traffic for about 6 hours.
Yes. And I guess what? I just stayed down like, yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, man, it was really crazy. But yeah. So basically it was the reason for the initial process was on the large part was insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
Economy wasn't stable.
Yeah.
My previous place of work, I was growing, but I knew I needed more. A couple of years into the job, I already knew, you know what, at this point, I want more because I don't see myself getting more here. I remember coming home every time and I'm like, you know what, I'm tired of going
Yeah,
in.
you were
I'm tired
always
of going in.
tired.
Yeah, and
Because you felt like you could do more, but
yeah,
there was not
and I
room for
tried.
more.
Yeah, I tried. I pushed, but I mean, nothing was changing. Nothing was happening, and I just had to tell myself that, you know what, at this point,
I need to make the move.
yeah, I need
I
to
need to make the move for me. And I think, yeah, so that's the important thing. We decided, okay, we want to make the move. So we decided to make the move. And a lot of options were on the table. But would I say the most familiar, we wanted to move, but we didn't want to leave everything that was familiar, which is another thing we should talk about. Leaving all the familiarity we knew. So the most familiar and, you know, kind of like the quickest for us to get out then was going to the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
We had family.
Yeah.
Close to home.
We had friends.
Been there a couple of times. Felt like home.
Yeah.
Not too far from home. It ticked all the boxes. It ticked all the boxes.
Yeah,
and we're just
ticked all the boxes at that point. We're like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's try this.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, sat down. We did our application and, you know, everything.
Yeah, we did everything ourselves.
Yeah, we did everything ourselves.
Yeah, well, I just like, you know what? Because, yeah, like, oh, let's just do it and see.
Yeah, everything came through. And for you, I remember when we did within the process, and then you kept coming back to meet me, and you were like, oh, am I going to leave my family behind? Am I going to leave my friends behind? What about our business? Are we just going to leave this business and, you know, give it up and just live like that? I'm like, you know what, at this point, because me, it's easy for me to make up my mind.
That's the thing. How do you do that? Like, this guy, he would decide he's doing something and that's it. But I would think and think and think and think it through.
Yeah, I just think overthinking stuff actually affects your mood. It affects your action, your action plan.
Yeah.
So it's easy for me to understand that, okay, I have a challenge. And this particular challenge, I'm presented within my thinking faculty of my brain, telling me I have either ABC or A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah.
I pick the best options,
Uh-huh.
and I always make plan for the worst. Once I make up my mind and I've decided on the routes to ensure that my issue or challenge is resolved, I move on with life.
Yeah.
So I don't stay stuck trying to rethink about that particular situation, because it doesn't allow me move forward.
True.
So I try not to drown myself in a particular situation, because, as they say, time is the most important currency.
Time is the most important currency. And those are the kind of things we're going to speak about in like other later episodes on this podcast. Like things like overthinking, setting boundaries, consciousness, anxiety. And we'll be having like guest speakers who have, kind of like are on the way to success, already successful, and kind of have this discussion with them and how they overcame it as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's important as well, because like we said, and like I'll reiterate as well too, we are not experts at anything. We're just sharing our own life experiences about everything that has happened to us and how we've evolved and got into this particular point in our lives. So,
yeah. Okay, so we did it. We got the move, and everything happened so fast. Everything happened so fast. I remember then I was still trying to complete a contract I was doing.
Oh, yes.
I think till the very last day I was still working on that. Everything just
crazy.
happened so fast. I couldn't really, yeah. In fact, like even that leaving, I had some, yeah. I had some issues because I had to leave like so fast. I couldn't get to tell everybody immediately as I was leaving, and that caused some kind of rifts between myself and some of my friends. But we could talk about that in another episode sometime. That's all sorted out now because kind of reached out to them to explain to them.
It's part of the journey, but one thing I'll have to say about that, or a couple of things I'll have to say about that, is when you're planning, when you have plans to move forward in life, or you have plans and you're in the execution stage of your plan, or in the planning stage of your plan that you're about to carry out. For me, it's not important to tell everyone about.
Obviously, I totally agree with that. So, however, I just mean it happened so fast.
Oh yeah, it happened so fast. But
I support that completely.
But even things that don't happen so fast, it's not important for the entire world to know what you are doing in closed doors or behind closed doors. When it's time for the world to know what you are doing, or your friends or your family to know what you are doing, then you can tell them that it's, I've had this plan, this ongoing plan, and this is what I'm trying to achieve.
Do you even no? That's part of why I say that we'll still have this discussion, because I've gotten to the point where I don't think you need to explain your plans to anybody.
Oh no, I'm just no.
You just have to be delicate about how you pass information to some people, especially understanding how they react to situations like that. You need to still be diplomatic. I personally, I don't hold you to tell you what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. And I don't expect you to come and tell me what you're doing as well.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the reality of what happened as at then. It did cause some rift, and because it's all part of the growth. Because I was at that space where I was moving at my own pace, but because of probably how I used to be in the past, where I tell people everything, so they were still expecting that from me. So it was a shock. It was a shock to them to not realize that, oh, she did that and we didn't know. She did that and we didn't know. But I think now everybody gets the message. So, no, seriously. I think now everybody gets the message. But I'm just trying to say that on that journey, even to the point of evolving to this point, I've lost friends and I've gained friends.
Oh, yes.
At first, when I was losing friends, I think I was feeling bad. And I'm not saying I lost friends because they were bad people. No, they were not bad people. I think we just got to the point where our paths were separating.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we got to the point where what I was trying to achieve was not the same in line. And it gets to the point where when you're trying to get somewhere, you need to start to align yourself with people that are moving in the same trajectory as you.
Yourself, yeah.
So that's the point. But, you can't start explaining that to everybody.
Oh, yes. And speaking of, not to digress though, speaking of friendship.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to women. please don't entirely quote me, but pick the important things I'm saying.
Yeah.
I listened to this on Mel Robbins' podcast last week, and she was talking to Coach.
Oh yeah, I need to listen to that episode.
Yeah,
I've not listened to
yeah,
that.
about friend. She was speaking to a coach about friendship,
Female
friendship,
friendship, yeah.
circle and all. And she said the thing about women is that they believe they've had friends since either crèche or high school or college, university, and all that, and those friends have to be with them for life. But you need to understand that as you continue to grow in life, you continue to make new friends, and based on your needs at that point in time,
yeah,
as you continuously evolve, grow, and become into your own woman, you will need to surround yourself with people that can help you at that point in time.
exactly.
Now, those friends that you had from way back, from when you guys were 5 or 10, they need to understand your growth process, and it's either they are in or out.
Yeah.
Don't hold on to friendship because you feel, oh, I've always known this person forever.
That's so true. And that was one of the hardest things for me. I think for me, in my growth and evolving journey, one of the hardest parts was the change part, where you needed to change yourself, where you needed to understand what was happening around you. But I got that really fast, and because I was just so focused on where I was going, yeah, it will hurt. It will hurt,
definitely.
to lose people that you've always known. But the truth is, you'll meet new people.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you and whoever you broke, well, whoever you felt are not so close to anymore. It doesn't mean that, yes, down the line you can still, become friends or become close. But at that point, you need to and that's when I go back to focus on you.
Yeah.
You need to focus on what is right for you.
And creating boundaries.
And creating boundaries, very important. So I totally understand that, and that's a big one. And I think that's one of the things that kind of stop and hold a lot of people back from moving forward. Like, what will my friends say? What will people say? I've always done this. I've always done that. But for you to change, you need to do something new. And I guess that's why we decided we needed to go to the UK. So now we're in the UK.
Yeah.
We landed. How was it?
Well, for me, it was real and unreal at the same time.
Okay.
Breath of fresh air. I got to meet family. I'd spoken to a couple of friends that was coming, and I was excited to see them. My first night was a breeze.
Yeah.
I got home, had my bath, had dinner,
You're just like, I'm just living the life.
I had double McDonald's milkshake, and after that, I just went to my bed, and I'm like, you know what, peace out till tomorrow. And I woke up in the morning, and it felt strange. The first thing I did when I woke up in the UK was I opened the blinds and I looked outside, and I'm like, okay, I'm here now. What do I need to do today? I'm like, okay, what's the plan? How do I move forward? And then I think the COVID strips.
Yes, it was during the
COVID
COVID period. Yes, that's true. It was during the
I had to do
COVID
my
period.
COVID test and send that in because they had sent that the day before I arrived, and I quickly did that, sent that out, had breakfast, stayed with family. I started planning for the journey
I couldn't come with you because I needed to finish that contract I was doing.
Oh yes, you couldn't come with me, so I was alone.
Yeah.
With family. I felt alone because I wasn't with my immediate family, but
you were with family.
Oh yes, I was with family
yeah.
too. So I was just trying to figure things out. Okay, I'm here now. I needed to hit the ground running, plan every other thing I was trying to achieve. I was there for a couple of days before I eventually moved into our home, our first home in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you guys came and were like, oh, beautiful home. I'm like, yeah, you guys left me here. Now, can you please make me a beautiful meal?
Yeah. So that was really, that was really good time. But leaving, it was beautiful sweet. It was beautiful sweet because I knew UK was like our second home. Mom could come, family could come over anytime. But because psychologically I knew I was going to start something new, so that was the part that was a bit scary. Just like you landed, everything was, we had to start relearning things.
Yeah.
Can you remember
Culture shock.
Culture shock. Can you remember the episode with the washing machine?
What happened with the washing machine
I
again?
can't remember what
Please
happened
tell
with the
me.
washing machine, but
Wait,
it was
just
funny. I think something about the soap. So the
oh
soap with the washing machine. So the soap we bought. So you have the one that has bubbles and the one that
yeah,
doesn't have bubbles. The bio
bio
and
and non-bio.
no bio. So I think we
Yeah.
got maybe the non-bio. So I think that one
No, we
wasn't.
got bio.
Or we got the
We got bio.
bio. We
Yeah.
just got one, and it didn't have any bubbles in it. So we put it, and
Oh, sorry, that was a non-bio. Sorry. Oh yeah, you got it right. You got it right.
so
Yeah.
it didn't have any bubbles in it, and it just kept. And we're not looking, and we sat down. We're just looking at the machine, like, is this thing washing? Why does it have any bubbles? And we're not looking, and then we have to call my brother, like, bro, this thing doesn't have any bubbles. I'm like, oh, they did. Some people don't like it. I'm like, that was so funny. And
Man,
I know
that's
it's
crazy.
little, but it
Yeah.
was just so funny, and that's just part of the culture shock, like medication instead of
yes.
saying drugs.
Yeah.
Like where we're coming from, say, oh, I want to buy drugs.
Drugs.
Say, no, you can't say drugs. Like, they'll think it's like drugs. They have to say medication. Like, oh, okay, we need some medication.
Yeah.
But
Pampers and diapers.
yeah,
Sneakers and kicks or
cakes, yeah.
whatever it was.
Oh,
I mean, it was just
yeah, just a little bit of language switches, but
Yeah.
we settled in well. Everything
Oh,
was
yes.
good. Was during COVID, so we got our first. We started doing we had to get like jobs to start with before we could go into our proper profession.
Sure.
The first survivor job was like, I think I was like customer care or something,
Yeah.
working from home, calling everybody that just landed that do you have just tracing the COVID strain to make sure that we could eradicate that completely from people that travel and might have it or
And that was
something.
you. I said, you know what, take a break. And like, oh, you know what, I've been working all this while. I don't feel comfortable not working. And I'm like, you know what? This job that you're doing, that was after months. I said, this particular job that you're doing, I need you to stop it because you have no focus on your family. I believe it's a useless job. You stop the job, and I believe
just talking.
Yeah, and I believe you were uncomfortable not doing anything for like 3 weeks till you eventually landed your beautiful job.
Yeah. But even before that, we did one other survival job, and for me, that was a very beautiful eye opener because I got to talk to like old people.
Yeah.
I got to talk to lots of old people, and me being me, I used to ask them all the questions. I'd be like, what do you regret? What's your biggest wish? What do you wish you had done when you were younger? And it was a really enlightening part of my journey. I'm telling you, I speak to people that were like 102 years old. Like,
I need to tell you why I'm actually laughing.
Why?
Because of the song you used to listen to.
There was a song I liked. Yeah. We need to put that song somewhere in this video.
I will definitely put the song
I love that song.
Description below. So watch out for that.
Yes. That song just kind of motivated me because me being a go-getter and with the way my mindset was framed, like I wasn't looking at anything around me. I was just focused on my goals. I was just focused on where I wanted to go to. I didn't need to explain it to anybody or show off to anybody or, I was living life and life was good.
Oh, yeah.
So as in that song, I just resonated so much with that song because I needed to take a step back to move forward. And I didn't feel any shame or, any shame in moving back so I could pivot forward. And I did pivot forward.
You did not just pivot forward. You had like
I broke the roof.
Oh yeah. You definitely broke the roof. Like it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Oh my goodness.
And that's okay. So that's about speaking about aligning yourself with the right people. So going into the UK, especially as new people that just kind of like immigrated to the country, most of the people you probably meet will be like, oh, you can't really get this, you can't get that, you just have to survive. But because we knew where we're going and we're focused on what we want, we started looking for the people that were where we wanted to be. And those were the people we were having conversations with. Those were the people that were guiding us aright. And that's why we could get to where we got to.
Oh, yes. So the people you align yourself with
is very important.
It's very important because the kind of information you get from them will be valuable for yourself and your family. And we're speaking of culture shock, something that happened as well that everyone needs to watch out for when you're making these life-changing decisions. Is if you have a family, is you need to be watchful of your kids. You need to be careful because it comes with a lot as well. It comes with a lot of baggage with them. I mean, the first experience that we had with our kid was crazy, based off the change in environment that she had with friendships and stuff like
Oh
that. So
yeah.
yeah, it kind of affected her. And I mean, we had no tools because it was our first time moving,
Mm-hmm.
but we had to be careful. We had to navigate that carefully, and bring her back to where she was, which is something I believe people should always look out for if
Yeah,
you have
don't
kids.
you have to be intentional
Oh
about
yes,
everything around you.
yeah, you have to be intentional, and you have to spend time with your kids. Trust me, you have to always spend time with your kids. I mean, I remember, I will never forget, back in 2000 and I believe 22
Mm-hmm.
January, I I came back home. I went out. I came back home. I didn't even go to job. I said to job to work that day, and our daughter
Oh.
said, "Daddy, can I talk to you?" And I said, "What's the problem?" She said, "I don't want you to go out anymore." I said, "Why? But I have to go out. I have to go and see friends, and I have to go to work once in a while to get money and get you the nice things that you want." She said, "Yes, but I believe you've been going out a lot and you've been working
We've not
for
played so
oh
much
yeah, you've not played so
together.
much. You work long hours sometimes. I mean, and it's been going on for quite some time." And I said, "Oh, okay, no problem. I'll pipe it down." And I believe at that particular point was when it dawned on me, and I realized that, you know what, I need to I need to recycle again. I have to go back to my drawing board, look
Mm-hmm.
at my plans, and
Yeah.
see how my entire family fits into it comfortably. So I'm able to spend more time with them, and I'm able to give more.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'll never forget that day. It was
I
quite
know you,
touching.
you
Oh
talk about
yes,
you talk about it a lot. Like
oh
I feel
yes,
like, that's one day
oh yeah, oh yes,
you'll
and
never
that is
forget. You
the
tell me all the
oh
time.
yes, and that is I believe that is the essence of growth, is the essence of change, and is the essence of us as parents having the ability to listen to our kids and make those life changes. And something I also picked up from that as well is it's giving both of us the flexibility to be able to spend time with our kids,
Yeah.
um, create, start our businesses, earn as well on the side, and focus on what needs to be focused on. Because at the end of the day,
It's family that
oh yeah,
matters.
it's
It's
family
all
that
about
matters.
family and
Yeah.
the time we kind of like spend with family. That's the most
Oh
important
yes,
thing.
and another thing too, I also picked up from that as well is I want to create around my family.
Mm-hmm.
I want to build a business around my family, something that my kids can see me working on with my hands, with my brain, with me talking to other people associated with our business, like how do I conduct myself and stuff like that. Like the other day, I had I had our daughter ask me so many questions, and I was answering her, and she said, "Oh, Dad, why not do it like this? I've seen it
And
here,
you know the
and you've
funny
seen
thing
it
about
here," and
these
I'm like,
kids,
"Oh,
the
wow, yeah."
ideas they actually like. She told us something like, "Oh my god, how did you know that?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I just know it." I'm like,
Oh yes,
we need to do that.
that. Oh yes. So I mean, for me, I've evolved to the point where it's easy for me to listen to my kids. Oh, this is what I want. This is how I feel. Oh, you feel this way. Okay, no problem. We can balance out and meet in the middle. Even though sometimes as parents you have to put your foot down and have that authority over your kids, but I mean you need to give them the freedom to be able to express themselves and communicate with you. And when they have challenges, they're able to say, "Oh, Dad, Mom, this is what I'm experiencing now, or this is how I feel." And you have to be able to navigate them towards the right direction as well. So that makes them trust you some more.
Yeah. So we moved to the UK, we got our jobs, everything was going on fine. It was a bit everybody in the UK is always busy, so we didn't really have, and maybe the neighborhood where we lived, which was a very nice neighborhood, we didn't really have that well, I wouldn't say we didn't really create new friendships, not because we didn't want to, but I don't know, everybody was just always in their
There was
house,
the truth
and then
is
it's
the truth is let me break it down for you. There was no community. That's the honest truth. There was no community.
mhm.
That's what I felt.
Why do you feel there was no community?
Um, for me, I felt there was no community because um it wasn't easy to connect with others, even when you try.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking to other people and no one is listening to
Yeah.
you, and no one is.
And I think those
Yeah.
are, yeah, so I think those are part of the fact, and I feel like as human beings we'll always be wanting beings, but for me I appreciate the journey that took us through the UK because it made us achieve a lot of things in every aspect, socially, financially, business wise, in every aspect. Gave us that right foundation and balance because we also had the support of family.
Okay.
Yes, we also had the support of family, but speaking of that, that's when we got to the point where we knew that okay, there might be something new on the horizon, and what this was in the place. This was in the place for us to, kind of stay forever.
Yeah.
This was the place for
Yeah.
us to stay forever.
Yeah. Before that,
Yeah.
yeah, before that, what was the reason why you felt, what, or when did it dawn on you, and you're like, what, at this point, this might not be the best. This might not be the best option for us moving forward with everything that we're trying to build and achieve.
Yes. Okay. Like because like you said, if we go back, I've always wanted more, and I feel like as humans, we're always wanting beings. I'm really grateful for all we have achieved so far and all what we have, but because of what the life plans and life goals that we've kind of like set out for ourselves. Starting this podcast, knowing where we're going with this podcast. We have our businesses, our digital business as well, and we can see that it's growing. We know the market and the life that we're trying to create for ourselves, it wouldn't come to fruition as soon as we'd want it to if we remained there. So that was the major factor that prompted that change. And for us to have stayed there, we'll need to compromise on some of the things that ideally we would not want to compromise on. So for me, that was the first factor to make me say that, you know what, I feel like we need to go here and then just stick it out here because here I wouldn't say there's not space for growth. So in the UK, was feeling like we're just cramped, not cramped in a bad way, but just, you can't really grow beyond, no, you can't really grow. It's harder to
You
grow
can
beyond a point.
you can't grow after a certain point. Like that's that was the mindset of everyone around you.
Yes, and exactly the mindset was even the everybody's mindset,
environment
even
felt
the
that way.
environment, everybody's mindset was like, can I remember when we went there and we told them we were there and they're like, ooh, wow, like
Yes.
you get, I'm like, why is that surprising you? So like, yes, I feel like
And
the
then tell people
mindset.
what you're doing, and you're like,
Oh,
how did you get that
How did you
job?
get that job? I'm like, and I'm still aiming for high. Are you people anything up? So the mindset was just, it wasn't minding. It
Just
wasn't,
like the youngins we see.
yeah, it wasn't minding. So and the community was really important as
Yeah.
well, especially when you have kids. When you have kids, you have to think of your kids as well and not just only yourself. And it was just the right move. I was going to the next step of my own personal goals and actualization, and then we're now thinking, do I want to do it there or here? And it just looked like, you know what, if we are thinking we want to make that really big move, instead of investing in the UK, let's just invest here and keep going.
Yeah.
And when I say here is
Canada.
so I feel like at this point we should talk about the move from the UK to Canada.
Oh yes, we'll have to touch on that. So, I mean, it's been a journey.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I'm excited to be here in Canada now. So
we need to talk about the move and what we're experiencing here, and if it's everything that we were hoping to achieve.
Yeah, so far. So thanks for joining us.
Yay! Yeah. That was an interesting convo, and that's I love how the conversation went.
Yeah.
Maybe drop comments. What do you guys think? Is there anything that we said that called out to you? And what stage in life are you at right now?
Yeah. So thanks for watching. Drop a comment below. Like.
Yes, like.
And share with your family. Yeah. Also subscribe. It helps the channel.
It does.
It helps the algorithm as well. Push our content out. And see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.